everyone. Thanks for listening to me yesterday. I was able to convince him to help me out with a video, and I know I have some great suggestions from you guys. However, the way my brain works sometimes is that I often go with a topic that I see a lot with the kids I'm working with or something that inspires me. I have been really big on like the asymmetry mindset right now. And so places that I really see those asymmetries consistently is babies with torticollis. As they get older, kids that still have some residual torticollis. We've talked about this guy has some residual left side bend. The bend is hardest to get rid of because it impacts where they find midline and how far they're willing to shift their weight and how they stand. The other place is kids that have had some type of injury to the brain or the spinal cord that causes a hemiplegia. I have kids that have like full body hemiplegia or, full side hemiplegia. So like if it's a left hemiplegia, they're shifted onto their right. I also have kids that have had a spinal cord challenge so that it impacts their legs, which again, they tend to shift their weight more to one side than another. So here are some things that I tend to see for kids as they're getting older when they have this asymmetry, and a lot of it comes down to where they're willing to shift their weight and hold their weight in midline. Okay, can you stand up for me, bud? All right, so we're gonna go with, let's see, he has a left tilt. Let me adjust this just a tiny bit. He has a left tilt, which means his preference would be to go this way, which means this side turns on easier, this side is lengthened. So going on that, if he was a kiddo that I was seeing, his preference would be to weight shift onto his right side. So you can see right now, we've got this knee bent, this knee extended. I'm gonna pull these up a little bit to make it a little easier to see. So that would just be the simple way. Now, that being said, what I often see with kids is, can you pull this hip back, buddy, a little bit and straighten that knee and bend this one a little bit and turn your shoulders forward. I don't know if it's easy to see here, but what I often see is the side that their weight shifted to, so on his right side, the pelvis is retracted. And if you turn this way, so the pelvis is back. Let's turn you a little bit more. So this pelvis is back. Your job is to look forward for me. This knee tends to be hyperextended or in full extension. The ankle tends to be in a relative plantar flexion because they have pulled everything back. And his left side, or the non-preferred side, tends to be in flexion. The hip is a little bit further forward. That's one of the things that I see. Another thing would be, so let's go down. Can you get on your knees, bud? When we're doing things like half kneeling to work on transitioning into standing. So come up on your knees. Okay, can you put one foot up as if you're going to stand up? Perfect. So for him, he put this leg up because he prefers to shift to this right side. So this side will look pretty straightforward. I'm going to put him so he's facing here. His hips are pretty straight ahead. Now, bring this leg back down. Put this leg up. Okay, so he does pretty well, but what I often see is kind of a rotation, the opposite of what I see in standing, because they're trying to so they're opening up this area. But just try to hold your balance. Yeah. Turn this out, turn and look this way. So this leg kind of comes out further because they're opening up here so that they can avoid weight shifting onto the left side or the non-preferred side. So what I tend to do then is let's bring this back in front and really work on keeping them in the middle so that they have to shift onto that side. You can just see some instability there as I push them. Let's try the other side now. I'm curious. Bring this leg up. Hold on. Let's get you even. All right. Still down, but I can't probably see this, but definitely a little bit more in the way of balance reactions when we're going that way. So those are just two things to keep your eye out for. Let me know what questions you have, and then I'll work on some things that I do to help correct some of that.